Okay, Aries, this is going to be your part one January money 2022 reading. Free on the YouTube. Part two will be posted on Patreon. The Patreon link is below to get access to that part two reading. You'll have to subscribe to the Patreon. It's only $3 a month. You're voting with your dollar. You're raising the vibe of your tribe. Okay, seeking clarity, healing, enlightenment, transformation, all that good stuff, raising the vibe of the planet, distancing ourselves from gaslighters and narcissists and negative people that don't see the error in their ways. Oil and water, they just don't mix. So go with the flow of things and don't get caught shadowboxing or fighting yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just you versus you. Okay, spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light, highest possible messages at this time for Aries money, January 2022. Guys, feel free to like, share, follow, subscribe here on the YouTube and on the Instagram and TikTok. Feel free to reach out for a one-on-one reading. It's only $2 a minute. If I do get interrupted, I will simply put you on pause. You shouldn't miss a beat. Shouldn't skip a beat. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light, highest possible messages at this time for Aries money. And when we talk about money, we talk about resources, job, career, finances, physical health and wealth, abundance, all that stuff. Okay. I'm reading for the main message, if there's a narrative, etc., etc. Okay, so this is being on the straight and narrow, on the focus, laser-like focus, really. The Seven of Swords, being clear, direct with your intentions, not cutting any corners. Okay, looking to see where there's maximum risk for low reward and nipping that in the bud before it's able to kind of expose itself to you. Learning from instances in the past where you didn't seek to mitigate risk. Okay. So this is learning from those mistakes, being able to integrate and incorporate them so as to move forward in a healthy fashion. Okay. With emotional maturity, seeing things as objective. Okay, not necessarily taking things personally, not trying to understand like I said, negative people that are just coming from a place of lack, a place of tit for tat, like that's their demeanor, that's their personality, that's their persona. Okay. The Knight of Wands in reverse is seeking healthy expressions and outlets for energy. It kind of does bring about this Two of Wands energy, because the Knight in reverse cancels out the 3 in the upright. Two of Wands is like standing in front of a window and just kind of being like, the world is my oyster, and just really kind of getting excited about calling into, your personal heaven, your personal paradise. Okay? Really not knowing any bounds or limitations in regards to, like I said, paradisial, personal projections and divine guidance and protection also. Okay, being able to dream big, understanding that resolution doesn't come from outside of yourself. Okay. And also that sometimes the grind approach is what kills you. Okay, we shouldn't be in grind mode anymore. We should be being pulled by the chariot. At this level, that's what you should have multiple streams of income, and you should be being pulled by them. You shouldn't have to be grinding. Okay, that's an old, outdated mentality. It should be that when one stream isn't working, then you have this other kind of blanket safety net. Okay. Things like this. It shouldn't be this grind, what have you. Okay, it should be out of leisure and pleasure, and if you're not living that life, then you need to align yourself with that, because we live in a day and age where that should be the goal and the objective. Seven of Cups in the upright is personal choice options. Like I said, it's not this kind of backed into a corner stance or position, coming out of challenging or objectionable energy. Okay, putting down the working harder instead of smarter mentality. Very cool, Aries. Certain things should be on autopilot by now. Okay, philosophically speaking. You should be priming yourself for peak performance times of day to hit your chariot, to hit your wagon to. Ten of Swords in the reverse is self-sabotage. When you are not giving attention to detail, like I said, exposing yourself to high risk, low reward circumstances, behaviors, lifestyles. Okay, just something to keep in mind. It doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be, anything personal. It could just be, I've been calling it like a hand on a hot stove philosophy. You just learn from where you get burned and keep on moving forward. Integrate it. Like I said, the King of Cups in the upright is wonderful at integrating and then thus utilizing this experience to dream big. Okay, the experience of where you did take some losses, where you did take some dings, where you did have some mishaps, and just learning from it, learning the course, so to speak, so as to maintain this kind of daily discourse. Two of Pentacles in the upright is your daily affairs, day in and day out. Okay. Pouring yourself into them, carving your own path. And there's going to be some bumps in the road here because you are still learning this new path that you're carving, this new charge, this new endeavor. But you're being open to it. Okay? You're not taking them as personal attacks. It's just kind of chalk it up to the game. And you're that much more sturdy for it. But I do get that, all things considered, with all these kind of instances of being able to learn, that you are going to be kind of launching a fleet, as it were, a new level. Okay, we get this ship imagery in the background. Like I said, it's almost as if you have hired hands doing your whaling and doing your shipping for you while you're doing other things. Okay, look at all this imagery in the back of the fleet. Fleetwood Mac. You got a ship here, you got a ship there, you got your toe dipped in the water, you got the big whale in the background. So you're able to juggle multiple things at once. Avenues of income, streams of revenue. You're able to make money while you're sleeping. And if you haven't figured that out yet, get to it. Cryptocurrency, NFTs, stock market. Okay, what's this devil card energy, Spirit? What's this devil card energy? I think it's imposed restrictions. I think it's having to do with this Two of Wands in the upright mindset that we were left off with. Okay. Typically, the devil gets his power because you're not able to see the vision. You're not able to see past what they're allowing you to see with the torch being pointed downward. As soon as you could see the kind of vast array of abundance, remember poverty consciousness, remember lack and limitation, that those are constructed, conceived notions. That's not the objective reality that we live in. Those are the constraints and rules and regulations of the game that were created to play within the matrix, to play within the field, as it were. Okay. It's not the objective truth. And once you start to channel the objective truth, then you could see that it doesn't have to be this grind. It doesn't have to be this hard grind. It could be as easy as fishing. It could be as easy as casting your reel out there, having multiple streams of income, you know. Okay. Realizing who you want to work with, who you don't want to associate with, having the privilege to be able to pick and choose who you move into the new year with, who you continue to walk through the new year with. Okay, this is what I'm getting. We talked a lot about channeling your moon sign and operating from that house which it rules over. So for instance, if you have like a Leo moon, then that'll be through the lens of the 5th house. So you'd want to look at the characteristics of the 5th house. Google natal chart, astrological natal chart, and you'll just get a default rendering of, you know, what each of the houses represent. And you want to make those sectors the kind of cornerstone by which you work through and out of. Okay? Because that's going to be where you show your level of mastery. The moon represents what you've overcome and what you've mastered and learned from a past life. The sun sign represents what you strive. Mastery over. Okay, striving for mastery over. So you will be able to be successful out of your sun sign by way of, have you been watering your moon sign in the house? You know, for instance, I have a Cancerian moon sign, so that's 4th house. That's feminine energy. That's emotional comfort and safety and security. So that's where, you know, quite literally, I was working from my bedroom earlier, and that's a comfort zone. And so when your comfort zone is good and you've had your fill, then you could leave and then operate, because your sun sign is backed by your filled cup of the moon sign. Your moon sign has been emotionally filled and fed. So now you could operate with your battery charged, so to speak. Okay. By the way, if you're wondering what's going on here, I posted a video. I took a spill on my e-scooter. It was fucking bad. But, you know, I'm tough as nails, so I was able to overcome. Feel free to go look in the archive of the YouTube. I have the video. It's posted as a life update, and it has the Jimi Hendrix background, that picture in particular. I think it's called like Life Update No Tarot, and it just tells you a quick story. I also did a 3-minute reading on TikTok. Feel free to check out the Running Gun Tarot TikTok 3-minute reading where I'm like laughing at myself, you know, because it's just funny, man. It's just funny. So yeah, allowing yourself to get your moon house situated. Like I said, check your moon sign and then check out the ruling house. Okay, if it's an Aries moon sign, then you're going to want to look at the 1st house and see all the keywords and what does the 1st house rule. If it's a Taurus, 2nd house, all the way to Pisces is the last one, 12th house. So in order of the zodiac, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, etc., Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. So yeah. And you're just going to want to make sure that sector with you is straight, that you're charged and filled up in that area. Like for instance, 4th house Cancer, that has to do with home, that has to do with your nest, that has to do with your emotional safety and security. That's indelibly tied to your finances. So for me, I need to charge up, you know, in my room, in my isolation, in my home. And I work good, you know, from out of that place. It doesn't mean that I need to live there, but I need to get that fill, and then I could go out into the world and feel good about it. So find out what that sector is for you. It could be, if you have a Capricorn moon, it might be your 10th house, which is public image, masculine energy. You might get your emotional fill and comfort and recharge from being out in the world. Okay. Things of that nature. Okay. Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer in 4th house. So it's an example of that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let's hop over to the Patreon and get more insight and info. We're going to obviously tie this into money more. And yeah, link below to the Patreon. So subscribe, like, share, follow. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Peace.